Ladies and gentlemen, this is European Delivery Made Easy in 129 Steps, Episode 3. I'm your host, Philippe Kahn, and we're going to be talking about the purchase order today, folks. You remember last time on Your Delivery Made Easy in 129 Steps, we talked about getting the pickup date confirmed, and that at that point, you're all set to make your travel arrangements and buy your airfare. Well, as soon as that happens, you should also, and your client advisor, if he's any good, should also ask, but you should go ahead and send him copy of your passport, driver's license, and insurance, and you should also let him what your intentions are as far as when and where you plan on dropping the car off in Europe. He will need that information so he can generate this document right here, and it is the purchase order. It's the last piece of paperwork which is specific to the European Delivery Program prior to actually contracting the vehicle, and we're going to go over it now in some detail just so you know what you're getting into. First of all, it is a 5-page document, and on page 1, basically it outlines who you are, where you are, what you're getting, and who you're dealing with. Everything from where you live, to your production number, to the exact specifications of the vehicles, colors and options, your name, address, phone number, social security number, and your passport information. Just 2 signatures required at the bottom right there, one from the customer, one from the center. And then pages 2 and 3 consist of the terms and conditions of the European Delivery Program. I should state right now, full disclosure, I am not a lawyer, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even play one on the internet, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But I want to point out a few things for you just, again, so you know what you're getting into. Insurance, number one, very important thing. The plan does, the European Delivery Program does include insurance for at least 14 days and up to 6 months if you purchase additional coverage. This will cover everything from the most minor ding, dent, scratch, chip to theft. Now, one thing to keep in mind with theft, you must have on your person at all times all the keys to the vehicle and all the paperwork with regards to insurance as well as registration. In the unlikely event that the vehicle does get stolen, you need to produce all of that to the local federales as well as to the insurance company before a claim will be paid. And I should just mention, in all of the European deliveries I've ever done, and it numbers now in the hundreds, thank you to all of my customers, I have not ever had a single instance where a vehicle was stolen while it was in Europe. I have had many instances where there were dings, dents, scratches, scrapes, curb rash, whatever, and it's all covered by ED insurance with 0 deductible, but never has one gotten stolen. But just so you know, keep all those keys, all your insurance information, and all of your registration paperwork with you at all times. On to use and other requirements. You can keep the car in Germany up to 6 months if you request that in advance. Once you're over there, you can't go down to the local DMV and say, hey, I need an extension on my European delivery registration insurance. It can't be done. So when you're planning the trip, you got to let them know how long you're going to be there, and you can have it for as long as 6 months in Europe. But at the end of that time, you got to give it back, and it's got to come to the U.S., and that's spelled out very clearly in this purchase order. If you do not do that, you are signing off to the fact that you will pay all applicable taxes and penalties, and that'll be at least in the amount of a 19% value-added tax, which all of our European cousins pay on their cars. Another big reason why cars are so expensive over there and they're so affordable over here. All of them are hit with basically a 20% tax right up front. One other thing I want to point out, among other things on there, cancellation. BMW can charge you, if you cancel on short notice, can charge you a cancellation fee consisting of the registration as well as the 14 days of insurance. Never happened to me in all the European deliveries I've ever done, but it's in there just so you know. That's page 2 and 3, terms and conditions. Probably the single most important sheet in this purchase order is the power of attorney. And what this does, this is you signing over power of attorney to BMW so that they can register and insure the car on your behalf while it's in Germany. This document needs to be notarized, so get down to your notary and make sure that they witness your signature, and it will have your passport information in there just so that it shows that the right person is signing that document. Last but not least, this is the newest edition. Used to be the purchase order was only 4 pages, but about 2 years ago they added page 5 here. This is a release and customer information for cold weather driving instructions, and this was brought about, unfortunately, I understand, because there were a few unfortunate mishaps in Germany. As you may know, in Europe it has been known to snow occasionally, and BMWs, especially if you equip them with sport packages, tend to come with summer tires, and in some cases very high performance summer tires, which don't do so well in the snow. Well, basically what this document spells out is your understanding that German law, among other countries' laws, do require you to have proper equipment on the vehicle, which means if there's snow or ice on the ground, you need at least all-weather tires, M+S, or preferably snow tires and or chains. And this is you signing off saying you understand that is your responsibility. And absolutely, if you are going to do a European delivery in the winter months, anytime from November through February, maybe even early March, I would highly recommend going to a site, edwintertires.com. They will rent you the appropriate equipment, snow tires, wheels, chains, so that you can comply with the law over there, and most of all, stay safe. If you get into an accident, or even if you don't get into an accident, you could be ticketed, cited by the German authorities for improper equipment on your vehicle. And if you do get into an accident, you most certainly will get cited, and then we raise a whole bunch of nasty insurance questions which really have no business being asked. Just use the right equipment. Signing off on this lets you know that you understand complying with German law is your responsibility. That does it for the purchase order, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 3 of European Delivery Made Easy in 129 Steps. I'm Philippe Kahn. I shall see you next time.